Knowledge is the key to success, and books are an incredible source of information, which is why today I'm going to share with you 5 of the best books that I have read that have skyrocketed my self-improvement journey. So for each book, I am going to give a quick summary as well as my key takeaway in what I've learned from the book. So number 1 is The Way of the Superior Man. Alright, so summary. The Way of the Superior Man is basically about masculine and feminine energy. It teaches you that a man's primary purpose is to discover and live out his deepest desire and mission in life. This requires embodying one's masculine essence of consciousness and action. Masculine people are more oriented towards mission, purpose, and accomplishment, while feminine people are more focused towards fulfillment and love. This is why a masculine man will always prioritize his purpose over his love with a woman. This book is also incredibly good for learning about how to have a good functioning relationship. It taught me that in a relationship you need polarity, like the North and South poles. You need masculine and feminine energy in a relationship for it to thrive. When both people bring neither masculine or feminine energy and they're both like in the more ambiguous gray zone, there is no spark in the relationship. There is no crazy love and intimacy that can be really forged, which is why it's so important to understand that in a relationship you will always be attracted to your complete opposite. This is why masculine men are attracted to feminine women and vice versa. Like I talked about, polarity. You need polarity for a dynamic and working relationship. So what I personally took away from this book was that your purpose is the single most important thing in your life. You find your purpose by cutting out all the fluff, all the distractions, everything that takes away what you truly want to achieve. You see, you have to go outside and just think, stare at nature and think. Then what you truly want will come to you in the form of a thought or a mental movie. That is when you will truly discover what you want. The other thing I learned is that purpose is like an onion. You focus on something until that layer is peeled back, then you peel off another layer and another layer until you reach your deepest desire, which is the core of the onion, and it is the core mission you have to fulfill as a man. Number 2 is Atomic Habits. Basically, this book teaches you that habits are very powerful. They are small and everyday actions that compound over time to drive massive change in our lives. Basically, to build good habits, you have to focus on creating a system and an environment where your desired habits can thrive. Start with small, atomic habits and build momentum. Now, breaking bad habits is something that this book is very good at teaching. This book taught me that breaking bad habits is a matter of making them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. You see, you have to tweak everything you do in your life to make bad habits hard to do. For example, not buying cookies makes it easier not to eat cookies. This is basically how the book teaches you to break bad habits. You have to also change your perspective on the cookie. You have to make it unsatisfying to eat. You have to see it as a detriment instead of a pleasurable thing. Now, I do agree that you have to make bad habits invisible. I do, however, think it is very valuable to train yourself and to confront yourself with the habits you so deeply desire. Because imagine a dude who never buys cookies. He hides the cookies in the back drawer so he doesn't see them. And then when a friend is like, oh, you want a cookie? He'll just like immediately grab it and gobble it up because he hasn't trained himself to confront his desires. So what I learned is that habits are created through systems. So with this knowledge, I integrated my habits in a routine, and because I follow my routine, I do my habits. Now, a pretty standard one, but I really love this book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. So in a way, this book is kind of like an autobiography, because Goggins describes his incredible journey from fat to a Navy SEAL, from unhappy to an ultra-endurance athlete, which I find incredibly valuable. David Goggins walks us through the challenges and efforts he made to reach his goal of being a Navy SEAL. He went from over 300 pounds to less than 200 in almost a month through incredible effort and sacrifice. This book talks about the cookie jar mentality, which is when you only reward yourself for doing something difficult. You delay gratification. You have to practice getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to run towards challenges instead of running away from them. This book taught me that facing a challenge gives me proof and evidence that I can face the next. Now, Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. This book teaches us that discipline is the path to real freedom. Lack of discipline leads to disappointment. You, however, never regret being disciplined. Yes, it might hurt, but it hurts more than being lazy. Oh no, we can't eat junk food, we can't play video games. But the effects of being disciplined outweigh the effects of being lazy. Alright, so I hope this video helped you. I'll link the books down below so you can go read them. You can even find PDFs online of the free book version, so you don't even have to pay. Alright, I hope this helped. Cheers, bro.